And once again, we welcome you, everybody, to what will be a spectacular evening of racing and entertainment here at the Meadowlands tonight. It is Crawford Farms Meadowlands Pace Night, so that means we need to speak to this special lady, Miss Michelle Crawford. She and her husband, Al, of Crawford Farms are the presenting sponsors of the Meadowlands Pace tonight. Michelle, we've got to do this a couple of years in a row now. This is your 5th year sponsoring the Pace, and I know that's a special number to you.
This is a very special number to me. It is the 5th year that we've been so blessed to be able to be the Pace sponsor, and we're so excited to see how it's going to shake out tonight. And then I have another personal moment that I have been cleared and cancer-free after 5 years. So
wow, that is so special.
It's pretty exciting.
That is the best news you could possibly give us on this
you.
night. But overall, you know, with the epic card that we have coming tonight, I know you weren't able to be with us last week to see your Atlanta. We'll talk about her in just a minute here. But thanks so much for being part of the greatest night in harness racing. You know we love to call it that. How excited are you to watch what I think could be an epic Meadowlands Pace?
Oh, I do. I think it's going to be epic tonight. Every time I think I have it pegged, I have to do a second guess. I don't know if it's going to be Captain Crunch. I don't know if it's going to be Butter's Rich. I mean, there's just so much talent in this field tonight, so I guess I wish them all great luck.
We've got lots of things to talk about. First, let's talk horses, and I know you've got a very special place in your heart for Hamiltonian champion Atlanta. Every time I get to watch her race like last weekend, I get goosebumps. How about you?
I get goosebumps. She's my girl. I love her so much. It's one of those things, I can't explain it, but I think from the moment we bought into Atlanta, we have just wished for all of the things that somebody gets to wish for, and we have been pleasantly surprised every time. She is never disappointed.
Well, we get to watch her in action live here in the Hamiltonian Maturity a little bit later on tonight.
Which is making me very nervous, by the way.
I know. You know, definitely a big chance for her. Can you fill us in on maybe her plans for the rest of the year? I know you guys have been taking it race by race.
Yep, the partners talk quite a bit. Before the races, after the races, we talked to Ronnie. We're going to race her tonight, see how she shakes out of this, and give her a little bit of a break. And then I think we're going to aim her for Canada, the Canadian Trotting Derby, and obviously Lexington. We're hoping for the invite for the International Trot and possibly the Breeders' Crown, see how she holds up.
Why wouldn't they invite her? Are you kidding
I don't know
me?
why they wouldn't invite her. You know, you got to fight like a girl, right?
All right, lots more Crawford horses to talk about. You just won a big stakes race a couple of weeks ago over at Pocono Downs with Shake That House.
Shake That House.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And give us a little background on him. He's a brother to another very special Crawford horse.
A brother to another out of, Split That House. It's his little brother, and we weren't actually looking at him at the sale. Al told me no, and we vetted him out, and the vet said, you know what, he doesn't vet perfect, so maybe $60,000, $70,000 on him, and we knew he was going to go for a lot more. But then I brought Al over, and it was over. He looked him in the eye, and he's like, yeah, that Shakes, or that's Split's little brother, so we couldn't help ourselves.
Now, this is always an exciting time for you when the 2-year-olds get their racing career started. You are involved in quite a few of them, so give us a few names that we need to watch for on the stakes trail.
Okay, so Ramona Hill last night didn't disappoint, did she?
No,
she's
not.
First full Muscle Hill out of Lockdown Lindy. She's been very exciting. Tony's done a phenomenal job campaigning her. We have Son Defoe. We have that's a full sister to Southwind Frank that Ronnie and group bought into, and then we also have S-Class, who's a full brother to Mary Marauder, and he had a little misstep his first time out, but I think he'll show up, and we just have a lot of good ones. We just actually acquired the mare and the full sister to Fourth Dimension. We have quite a few brothers and sisters to some really great horses, so.
Always a lot of good comings and goings.
It's exciting to see them all hit the track.
All right, well, let's switch over to the breeding shed because Crawford Farms now manages a stallion in world champion Crazy Wow. Tell us about that. And you foaled and raised him? I didn't know that.
It was one of those, it was called an Al Crawford sneaky buy on the mare. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? So we got Crazy Wow, and he just did nothing but impress. And I just had to have him back for his next step in life, and he actually had 67 mares booked to him, 13 of our Who's Who mares, and we're just so excited that his in-full ratio is it's out of control. It's crazy.
All right, going to be a lot of fun watching
So much fun.
watching his offspring
Yes.
as well. Let's move away from the racetrack for a second and talk about a couple of your passions. We know you're all about the aftercare for our standardbred horses or whatever. So you're part of something very new in harness racing. It's called the Standardbred Transition Alliance here. A couple more details, please.
A couple more details. I think David Reed did a good job explaining it last night, but we're all behind him. We have a phenomenal board. And I think STA is something that's very, very important to our industry. If we don't have it, we shouldn't be here. We have to take care of the athletes that take care of us on the track. So we are going to be rolling much more out in the fall, and I think the best is yet to come. But I do encourage everybody to please pay attention to the STA. It is something that really needs everybody's support.
Yeah, we're definitely behind that. That's why we wanted to talk about that tonight. Now, one of your other pet projects is called Lavender, Love, and Ponies.
It should be puppies,
Explain
too.
That. Should be puppies, too. Any animal.
Yes.
Go ahead, tell us about that.
Lavender, Love, and Ponies is this amazing 1800s barn in my backyard where we started turning out our retirees, which is by my house. And we've had now, I've redone it. I think Magnolia is jealous of me, but we have had corporate events and we've had charity events that have all of the sponsorship money for that. It's very much a very popular place now in Syracuse, New York. So everyone's coming, and all the proceeds go to either rescue, retirement care, or we do a lot with the breast care foundations in central New York. So we've just kind of made it this great little place to be in Kaz.
All right, now we always put you in the spotlight, but let's talk husband, Al, because he's a big part of this as well here. He allows you to own how many horses overall, rescues included?
I just don't have that number right now. But I will say that we have 100 brood mares. We have 67 yearlings next year going to the sales, and we just keep increasing that number, and so it's getting so exciting. The rescues and retirees, he's been very supportive, so thank you, honey. I love you.
Yes, absolutely. Now tell us, this was my favorite part of the research, tell us about your very first date.
Oh, nobody wants to hear about that
Why
anymore.
not? Tell us about
If
it.
you really want to know, I saw him in a bar, and it was like love at first sight. And then we went to the sales down in Lexington, but the world is really had enough of my first date.
Instant click. That's what we love to hear.
And then here, Crawford Farms was born, right?
And that's my next topic.
One addict means another horse addict.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank God he has a good day job.
We're all bitten by the bug here. Let's talk about Crawford Farm here. I know you want to give credit because you've got a great team in place to keep the farm running very smoothly.
Yes. Heather Reese just got married to Chad Marshall, so she's now Heather Marshall. Love you, babe. And just got back from her honeymoon, but she pulled out every single one of those babies herself.
And how many?
65.
65. Tell everybody
babies.
how much work that is.
I don't think she slept, so I don't know if they enjoyed their honeymoon or if they slept on their honeymoon.
Unbelievable effort.
To catch up, but it was great. It was fabulous. She keeps we have such a great operations team, and we have so many moving parts. We have 150,000. And we're moving everything up to our neck of the woods in Cazenovia, and I think you'll see our new commercial tonight too.
Excellent.
I think we're rolling that out, and you'll get a little sneak peek of what the new farm is going to look like. So I think everyone's excited, and it's all good stuff.
Yes, we'll look for Ozzy to put that into play.
Yep.
Listen, on behalf of all of us here at Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment, we always want to thank you for continuing your great sponsorship. It's a tremendous night, whether you're here, whether you're watching at any of our simulcast facilities. Thanks so much for being you, Michelle Crawford. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you on the stakes trail down the road.
Good luck, everybody, tonight.
All right, Michelle Crawford, presenting sponsor of tonight's Crawford Farms Meadowlands Pace. We're going to take a quick time out here. When we come back, it's time to do a little handicapping and some homework on all of those mega stakes races we have tonight. So, folks, please stay with us. We'll be back in 1 minute with Hall of Famer Dave Little.